checked in with Emily and the supports for a client, discussed the passing away of client Daniela, and questioned how Emily was coping. She stated that she is doing well and that she doesn't look at death necessarily as most people look at death. She looks at death in a way that she celebrates the life that people experience and move on. Additionally, I asked Emily if there's anything she would have, based on her experience as case manager for this client, if there's anything that she gained or learned or would have pursued differently. She mentioned she would have had a clear idea of what to do in terms of case management with this client, perhaps pushing a bit more with the client. We also discussed client Sandra. She stated that Sandra's situation regarding eviction, how there's a daughter that still needs to submit paperwork to Toronto Housing to ensure that they can maintain their housing. She maintains that Sandra hasn't necessarily worked on goals for herself because of the other concerns within the family. We were agreeable that as a mother, perhaps Sandra is focused on everyone else, which disallows her to prioritize herself. So some degree of flexibility needed to be shown in terms of her not pursuing her specific goals. I asked Emily regarding the issue of being a witness or testifying in court regarding a history of a homicide in this building. She said she's not being called to testify currently, so it's not really something of concern to her. She stated that there's still a lack of clarity regarding policy with Loft. We also talked about client Gerald, and Emily stated that client seemingly is more agreeable to receive supports, so progress is being made with this client. Back to policy, there's a discussion surrounding the concerns that Emily has regarding unclear policy within Loft. She stated that the intake policy, some clarity is needed on that, as well as discharge policy and the general program overview needed some clarity, specifically related to what is written in the brochure. I had a discussion to make Emily aware that clarity in terms of these pieces mentioned will be addressed in upcoming accreditation. We also discussed Sandra's children who are also clients with Loft. Kyron is one. I've agreed to continue to support this client. Also, client Christina. Emily stated there's no concern regarding her maintaining her housing currently. That situation has been sorted, and she is being approved for transfer, but Emily hasn't been able to discuss anything further regarding this because Christina has not been available to engage in conversation. Emily also mentioned that Christina may have a case manager, perhaps a short-term case manager, through her probation officer and CMHA. However, Emily doesn't have any details in terms of the contact for these individuals. I suggested that Emily discuss having a consent form signed by client at next meeting that gives permission to Emily to contact CMHA and probation officer on client's behalf. I also guided Emily to then seek to connect with CMHA or probation officer to collaborate information that would be helpful to clients receiving of supports. In terms of training, Emily is continuing her training with the DBT. She also mentioned that she may need to renew her CPR, and she's wondering if LOF does the refresher for CPR. I asked Emily in regards to her question regarding unclear policy within Loft and whether clients have asked questions that Emily was unable to provide a clear response to client. I stated that if she ever encounters a community member or a client that has a question regarding Loft's policy, if she would make me aware so that I would be able to address the concerns.